Snow fell heavily over northern Spain as Lucia and Miguel pushed through the freezing wind. Their clothes were damp, and their breaths came out like smoke. Behind them, distant sirens echoed through the mountains. "We can't outrun them forever," Miguel whispered. Lucia tightened her fists. "We don't have to outrun them. We just have to reach El Lobo." Far ahead, El Lobo trekked through the French border woods alone. His boots crunched the frost-covered ground. He had survived many escapes, but this one felt different. The police were getting smarter. Alejandro Cruz, especially, was closing the gap. At sunrise, El Lobo reached a small abandoned train station. He took shelter inside, shaking off the cold. Snowflakes drifted through the cracks of the wooden roof. He pulled out a small radio device. "Lucia, Miguel, report," he whispered. Only static answered him. He clenched his jaw, worried for the first time. Back on the mountains, Lucia and Miguel reached a frozen cliffside. Below them was a narrow forest trail leading toward France. Suddenly, a helicopter's spotlight struck the snow beside them. "Down," Lucia shouted. Miguel dove behind a boulder as gunshots cracked the air. Alejandro was not shooting to kill, he was shooting to stop. "Hold your fire," Alejandro yelled to his team. He climbed out of the helicopter and slid down a rope. His boots hit the snow with determination. "Lucia," he shouted. His voice echoed off the mountains. Lucia stood slowly from behind the rock. "We don't want trouble," she said. Alejandro pointed his weapon but did not fire. "Where is El Lobo?" he demanded. Lucia smirked. "Farther than you'll ever be." Miguel tugged her sleeve. "Lucia, we need to go." She threw a smoke flare onto the snow. Thick clouds of silver smoke swallowed the entire ridge. Alejandro coughed, waving his hand. "Move. Find them," he shouted through the haze. But Lucia and Miguel were already sliding down the icy trail. Snow sprayed around them as they accelerated. Lucia grabbed onto a fallen tree to slow down. Miguel crashed into a bush but stood up quickly. "This is insane," he yelled. "It's survival," Lucia replied. They ran deeper into the pine forest. Hours later, they reached the border checkpoint, but the area was crawling with French police. Lucia cursed under her breath. "El Lobo won't come here," Miguel said. "He's too smart." Lucia scanned the snowy hills. "He'll take the abandoned railway line." Miguel nodded. "Let's move." Meanwhile, El Lobo warmed his frozen hands in the empty station. He heard footsteps crunching outside. He instinctively reached for his weapon. The door creaked open slowly. A shadow stepped inside. El Lobo aimed. "It's me," Lucia whispered. She stepped forward, shivering violently. Miguel followed, collapsing onto a bench. Relief washed across El Lobo's face, though he hid it well. "You made it," he said. Lucia nodded. "Barely?" the three sat in silence for a moment. The wind howled outside like a warning. "We need a new escape plan," Miguel said weakly. El Lobo pulled out a folded map. "There's a freight train passing in 2 hours," he explained. "Destination, Lion." Lucia leaned forward. "And after Lion?" El Lobo circled a city on the map. "Geneva. A safe—" "Our last one." Miguel swallowed nervously. "What if they're already watching it?" El Lobo sighed. "Then we improvise." Suddenly, a loud knock echoed through the station walls. All three froze instantly. El Lobo gestured for silence. The knock came again, harder this time. Lucia whispered, "Police." El Lobo stepped quietly toward the window. He peeked out carefully. His eyes widened. "We need to move now." Miguel panicked. "Who is it?" El Lobo grabbed his bag. "Not police. Bounty hunters." Lucia's heart sank. "Someone sold our location." "Someone always does," El Lobo said. Footsteps approached the door. Lucia armed herself with a metal rod. Miguel held a flare gun. El Lobo prepared a smoke grenade. The door burst open. 3 masked men stormed inside. El Lobo pulled the pin. Smoke filled the room as the trio escaped through the broken window into the freezing night.